What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Double trouble, except tonight it's just single, whatever you want to call it. Monty, double trouble, what's up? Gary, I'm not at the Walmart parking lot again. I'm at my house tonight. Sooner softball is in a battle right now. 3-3 game, bottom of third. I think the Sooners will win this going away. I think they're going to score double digits tonight in both games, actually. That's what I said my prediction would be in this game. But yeah, Jay won't be able to join this live. He will be on the softball live after the second game, which may be like at 2 a.m. So I don't know. Going to be a late night here at the Surge. Hunter just says 4-3 OU. So someone hit a bomb. My guess it's probably Jennings. She was coming up in that inning. Maybe could have been Hanson again. Surely not. Already hit a 2-run bomb. Listen. Oh, yeah, it was already 4-3. That's right. Duh. I'm a little off tonight. Doug Deakin, ladies and gentlemen, from San Diego State, the new special teams analyst, coordinator, whatever his title is. It's a significant improvement from last year if you're going to base it off of statistics. I like to base a lot of things off of statistics. And if you look at Doug Deakin's resume, here's the one thing I'll say. And Lori, yeah, I'm off every night. I am. That's exactly right. But that's who I am. Listen, Mez says upgrade, and here's what I would say to this. I think something that, for me, that tells kind of the tell here. Doug Deakin's been at San Diego State since 2007, guys. You guys realize that? That's 16 years of his life, and he also played there. Now, he was needing a job, but to get someone from there who's significantly, since he has taken over the special teams unit there, been in the top 10 of the FBS, yeah, that's a win. This is a great hire by the University of Oklahoma. He is an analyst and not a coach, and I did hear a couple of people actually talked about that there's some things maybe in the works where, I don't know, they're going to maybe change some of that. But here's the main thing I would say. Yeah, there was a Ray guy there, Ariza, if you pronounce it correct, very good punter that they had there. Guys, how much will the special teams get better? I think one question is Schmidt going to be the guy? Because if he is, he's missed a significant amount of kicks that has cost OU. So I think it's got to start there. But I love the Doug Deakin hire. And it is, Bobby, it's crazy that Sean Lewis comes from Colorado and doesn't retain maybe arguably one of the top 5 best special teams coaches in the nation, and you don't retain him. That is very I know that's a concern if I'm a San Diego State fan for sure. Steven says, saw a podcast that Jordan Jacobs is impressing the whole team at wide receiver. Definitely a sleeper. Look, here's what I'm going to say about weight room stuff, about off season. I'm not going to, me, myself, and I, since I'm on here, I'm not going to get bought into a lot of this maybe hype that on guys that we're probably not going to see on the field. Yeah, we've heard that before about a lot of receivers, guys, and they didn't get on the field. So I'm going to take everything with a grain of salt. Am I happy that guys are turning heads? Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do this time of year. Gary, I agree. Liam Evans has to be the guy. Who cares about a freshman at kicker? He can kick. Yeah, I think that's what I don't know. I think there could be some changes as far as rulings on coaches on the field on Saturdays, on game days. Tennessee and Virginia, they win the injunction versus the NCAA. This is I think it's a changer, a game changer for some. I don't know. I don't have much feedback here to say on that, except it didn't shock me. Someone on the NCAA, Big Orange Vol says, someone on the NCAA didn't like Tennessee. They had no reason to investigate us. We can't help. We have one of the best NIL in the nation. Look, I think NCAA has reason probably to investigate every football program in America. There's reason. Didn't win that case, but looks like softball's up 5-3 now. Did someone hit a bomb in the bottom of the third? I think they're going to score double digits and win easily both games tonight. Nicole May has struggled early, guys. Nicole May has struggled tonight. Got out of the last one after allowing a hit, but a little bit struggling. Blake Horton, I'm not going to show that comment because of the word, but hopefully rotation isn't as bad with new coordinators. Yeah. Look, I don't know if we can, and I'm going to say this, and I may be wrong. I'm not so sure Levy was making a lot of the calls on the personnel decisions at position group. So, Dalpois, we'll get that to in a second. Steven, the baseball team won 20-0 today over Wright State, a team who did. Obviously, it's Wright State. They're not like world beaters, but they did win the Horizon League last year. And to hang 20 on them and shut them out is a great win, great start to the weekend. Look, Colin, Mississippi State is 10-1, okay? Like, if OU ends up winning this game 9-3, it's a great win. My opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think you're going to beat everyone 20-0. I think they're going to score double digits tonight, but I've said that like 3 times now. Baseball is looking pretty solid at 5-1. Can't wait to be in the SEC in baseball. That will be a change up for sure. Go back to Dalpois. Who should return punts and kicks? I'm going to throw some names out. Let's just say this. What are your thoughts, viewers? Do you think OU should play starters on punts and kicks? Because that changes everything, okay? If you're going to play starters on returning kicks and punts, I'm going to change who I put out there. I'm going to say no starters allowed. Let's play a little game here. No starters allowed. Who do you got? If there's no starters allowed, I'm going to go with maybe a guy like Zion Reagan's returning kicks, possibly. And Petaway. Petaway won't be a starter. I think he's a guy who returns punts and kicks. So there's Gary says Reagan's, Hunter says Petaway. Looks like we're thinking on the same page. If starters are allowed, I'm looking at a Billy Bowman on kickoff. Burks, I think, does return punts. Brennan Thompson is another guy I'm looking at on kickoffs. Maybe not punts so much, but kickoffs for sure. So, yeah. Big Orange Vol, I couldn't tell you who Boo Carter, being the return man, is. I don't follow Tennessee that close. Yeah, Peyton Bowen, obviously, maybe. I don't think Andrell Anthony will. Now, he might if he was fully healthy, but if he's a starter, it's just, if you go typically, OU hasn't been really playing a lot of starters on the punt return team as far as returning punts. I know CeeDee Lamb did. CeeDee Lamb got lit up a couple times too. The last thing you want, I think, is someone in concussion protocol and out a week because of a punt return. But I don't know. I could be wrong on that as well. Yeah, missed the Baylor game because of concussion. OU basketball better beat OSU tomorrow. We're not making the NCAA tournament. That is correct. If you don't beat OSU tomorrow, you're probably not getting in. You're probably going to be 7-11 in the conference because your lone other win is going to be Cincinnati at home. And that would be a major, major disappointment. Look, Farouk ran kickoffs back. He never wowed me. Maybe he is a guy who can be on punts. But, man, I don't know with his ball security or lack thereof that he could do that. We have been missing you. Sooner legend, Mike, been missing you on here. Appreciate you being back, and I hope everything's going okay with you. Appreciate you. No tournament, no Porter. How about this? Even with the tournament, no Porter. How about that? Okay. Yeah, he did fumble versus Tulsa. Looks like Hunter drops in Burke's stats. He had 14 punts for 278 yards, punt returns for 278 yards in 2022 with the long of 37, which means he didn't return in 2023, maybe because he was a starter, too valuable at the receiver. Now, Taylor Tatum is a guy I wouldn't mind returning kickoffs. I don't think he's a punt guy. I don't think he's a punt guy, but I'm very excited about Doug Deakin. Very, very excited about Doug Deakin. I don't think Freeman's the guy at punt returner. And look, I have not hated on Farouk yet tonight. Have not hated on him yet. I'm being very civilized tonight, guys. I don't know if you appreciate that, if you hate it, but right now I'm just kind of chilling here. Don't have anyone to scream at except the viewers, and I don't like to scream at you guys, but someone will make me mad in here in a few minutes, I'm sure. We're about 11 minutes in. Thanks for everyone for being on here. Make sure that you are checking out the FanStop at fanstop.com. It's 10% off your first 3 months if you use code SURGE. I don't know what you're waiting on. It's a great deal, 10% off first 3 months, Shirt of the Month Club. They're very, very, very nice shirts. Very good. Check out the links in the description. Also, become a Sooner Surge Unlimited member, guys. We need more on the Sooner Surge Unlimited train rolling, and need to do that. Hop on. That's in our description as well. Hunter is talking like Yoda, it says. Farouk should have transferred. Bro sucks. I'm not going to sit here and comment on it. Yeah, my door is open. I think I had a child sneak in here. Schmidt is okay. Schmidt is not the guy. Absolutely not. Like what? He's not the guy, and I don't know why this hasn't become even more of an issue. I think last year it should have been more of an issue. I get that last year there was really no one else in the cupboard, no one else in the stable. This year there are guys. Okay? There are guys. And Liam Evans is a guy that got the transfer from Florida State that didn't really kick a lot, but they have guys, and I don't know. Go back 2 straight years. It's arguable. You can argue the fact that Schmidt lost us about 4 to 6 games. Is that wrong? 4 to 6 games? Guys, what's your thoughts on that? I know of several games that OU lost by less than 5 points and he missed kicks in. So at some point, there's got to be accountability. And I think that's my biggest issue. My biggest problem is, why has there not been accountability at kicker? I mean, to me, wrong. Charles, what am I wrong on? What am I wrong on, Charles? Instead of just saying wrong, tell me what I'm wrong on. Appreciate that. Hunter, what do you think of Luke Wetz? I'll be honest with you. I don't know a lot about, I said Wetz, Luke Metz. I haven't, I'm not the recruiting expert here. I did see this Sooner Legend podcast. Thanks for the super, too. I did see that you posted the video, did a video on Doug Deakin, the new special teams coordinator analyst. If you haven't checked it out, go check out Sooner Legend podcast. He did a video on that. Appreciate that, Mike. $2 super. Where is Charles, who said I was wrong on something? I'm ready for it. Bring it. Tell me what I'm wrong on. I don't have Jay on here to yell at me to tell me I'm wrong at stuff, so someone else is going to have to do it. Are they happy with DeBoer? Look, I've seen several Alabama fans say they're very satisfied with DeBoer. Now, they're biased because they're Alabama fans, and they never think Alabama's wrong. But I have to say that I think he's a great coach. He's a great on-field coach. I don't know if he's going to be able to recruit necessarily to keep his job for 5 to 10 years, but I do think on the field, he's more proven than anyone else they could have gotten. And you can come at me all you want, people. On the field, he was more proven than anyone else. Now, we'll see what happens this year, 5 weeks in. Special teams higher out of 10, and I'm not a sunshine pumper. You guys know I'm not. I give that a 9.5. Like, I don't know what else you would want out of a special teams guy. And here's the thing. You can't even say everywhere he's been. He's only been one place. He's been one place, and he's moved up the ranks there at San Diego State where he played, grad assistant, and they've been notoriously in the top 10 of the FBS, okay? They have been very, very elite as far as special teams. So I think that it's a 9.5 out of 10 higher. Look, losing Grubb hurts, Purple Orca. You're right. Losing Grubb kills, okay? And we'll see what happens spring portal-wise. If they're going to stick around and give them a chance, that staff a chance. But spring is also late to be transferring. That's the thing. And depends on who you are probably and where you're going as far as how much playing time you're going to get. Think about this, Steven. Special teams was ranked 94 last year. The defense was ranked 77 to what? It moved up 25 spots. You got to think the special teams is going to move up significantly. I think if OU can be top 20, look, here's what I would say. I've said this before. 10, 20, 30, ideally. I think you go 10, 20, 30, offense, defense, special teams, you're in a national championship hunt. Okay? I would even say 10, 20, 50 could get you there. I would not say a 10, 50, 20 can get you there. I don't know if you guys are following my lingo here, but that's what I would say. I think a 10, 20, 30, you have a 10-2 season. Okay? That's kind of my magic number as far as what I would expect on the defense. A top 20 defense, a top 10 offense, top 30 special teams. I didn't say they were 94 Sooner Legend. Someone in the chat said 94 out of 134. Someone said 94, and then Hunter said 94 out of 134. It also depends on categories. I think it depends on which category maybe you're looking at. D. Moore says 20, 30, 60. D. Moore, if OU's top 20 in offense, they've gone downhill quite a bit from last year because they were top 5 last year. I don't know. I would be disappointed at 20 in offense. I think you got to be top 10 offensively. With who they have coming back, I understand that they've lost some guys, but Hunter says it's reasonable. It's reasonable to go 20, 30, 60. Yeah, it's reasonable. I don't like it. Jacob Lacey retiring. Hunter, have you heard this? I've heard nothing on Jacob Lacey. I've heard nothing on Jacob Lacey as far as being sick again. Have not heard that. So I can't comment on that. Again, I'm not on any message boards or any insider things. So I'm not privy to that information, nor if it was behind a paywall, nor would I share it here. But Hunter, look, if it's top 20 on offense, they've taken a step back. They would have taken a step back for sure. Top 20 offense. So, yeah. Now, if you want to move the defense up to top 20, as Mez says, I would give a little bit to you from the offensive side on that. Okay? I see my doors open. Not sure why. Okay. Don't you expect that? No. Hunter, I don't. Well, Hunter, if you're going to say I expect that, I guess you do. So all you fans that are saying OU's going to go to 20th in the offense, then just stop bashing Jeff Lebby, please. Get off Jeff Lebby's case, okay? Jeez. Get me fired up really quickly now. You guys sit here and say, well, we'll be okay with the top 20 offense, maybe top 30. What? They were 5th this year and you hated it. You hated the offense this year. They were number 5 in America. Stop it. Jeez. Why are we okay with a top 20 offense? A 20th ranked offense when OU was 5th last year? Someone answer me the question, please. Okay, Purple Orca says trash offense on bad teams. There was some of that, yeah. There was some of that. I also agree with Hub that says the top 20 offense against a better schedule is not horrible. But if you look at the first 3 games, it's pretty bad. They ought to just roll with those teams. They ought to be number 1 ranked going into the SEC. And the other thing is, I think we've talked about it, the SEC defense isn't what it's been in the past. Look, there was questionable play calling. I give you that, Gary. I give you that. Listen, Gary, I'm a 46-year-old man. I've watched OU football since I was 12 years old, okay? 34 years of my life. And I complain about play calls all the time. That's what people do. There's always bad play calls. I'm just saying, more times than not, there were guys running wide open on the field, and there was a lot of good schemes under Lebby. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to make this a Jeff Lebby thing. The rotation at running back was stupid. Absolutely stupid. I'm excited about Bill Beatenbow and Seth Luttrell, guys. I'm excited about what they're bringing, okay? I think Jackson Arnold is going to throw for more yards. There's a lot of things I would say are better for OU next year. Questionable. Okay. Oh, I thought you said shaking your head. SMU was questionable. I agree with you. Now, I'm also going to say this, though, where I disagree with you some. And I don't want to go on a rant again. I'm going to disagree with you some, CS Land, because go back. I just challenge you to go back and watch some of the SMU game. Dylan Gabriel never looked down the field. OU didn't play 4 receivers and never send a guy deep, okay? They didn't. Gray God, Dylan Gabriel is a shell of himself if it's not for Jeff Lebby. Dylan Gabriel probably doesn't even exist in college football if it's not for Jeff Lebby. Can we please stop? To sit here and say Dylan Gabriel carried the offense, Dylan Gabriel knew Jeff Lebby's offense like the back of his hand absolutely well, okay? Gabriel wouldn't look down the field. I'm done having this conversation. Okay? It's what's not true. What's not true? Okay. First off, I think you guys are trying to make me mad, but I don't. When you say it's not true that Dylan Gabriel was pretty much the quarterback he was mainly because of Jeff Lebby, I think it's absolutely true. He's never played under anyone else. I'm not sure what you guys are. Jay's not on here to argue with me, so it's just me talking. So whatever. DG was slightly above average. I've said that. Okay. He was slightly above average. And here's what I would say. He was slightly above average in game management. He was slightly above average in scrambling ability at times. His arm strength wasn't slightly above average. His progressive reading was not slightly above average. He's a good college quarterback. Exactly. Thank you. It's what I've been saying. It's exactly what I've been saying. So I don't understand what the deal is here with what I'm saying on Jeff Lebby. And now people are saying they're messing with me. Well, whatever. I can't see. Couldn't see over the middle. So let me ask you this. And look, I was a pretty good Pretty big Levy supporter. I'm not going to say that. Okay, Grey God. All you're saying is with all the questionable calls, there were some, yeah. I'm not going to say there were a ton of them. You don't have tons of questionable calls and a barely slightly above average quarterback and be a top 5 offense in the country. Okay? No running game till the end of the year. I don't know that that's on Jeff Levy. There were some situational things, but softball's up 6-3. Good. I think they're going to win 10-3 probably at least, but there was a lot of things. Okay? And the force. Again, we broke that play down. We talked about it. There were some other issues on that play. Okay? There were some other issues. It wasn't, if you remember, they actually ran that play again in the bowl game, and Jackson Arnold, it was the bowl game. Go back and watch it. Jackson Arnold didn't throw it to Stoops, short of the marker. He went to the second read. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That's all. And 405 boy, that is actually exactly right. Nate Hibble and DG is a great comparison. Nate Hibble had way better arm strength. Nate Hibble had a really good arm strength. He was a statue in the pocket, though, but he had great arm strength. He was a tough dude. He would take hits right up under the chin and make the completion. Grey God, are you Hunter's alias? Because Hunter says the same thing. He might be in New York City if they lose one game and he makes it through the season. Now, the jet sweep I hated. I mostly hated the jet sweep, especially to guys like Stoops and Freeman. I'm not going to say I like the jet sweep, okay? Yeah, get the tight end game going. You'll be fine. Yeah, Allen, obviously. Landry Jones, 10 times better than Dylan Gabriel. The Briles situation was interesting. There was someone on the chat I really wanted to get to, and can't find it. Was Levy asked to leave? I don't think we'll ever know that if he was asked to leave. C.W. Long, Sunshine Pumper, who? Who's a Sunshine Pumper? Come on, tell me. Tell me who the Sunshine Pumper is. I agree, Mez. DG in New York City would be a big surprise. Be a big surprise. Rose Bowl was great for Nate Hibble against Washington State, wasn't it? Wasted. Chief T-Bird, it wasn't a wasted. Can we stop with Chief T-Bird? Love you. It wasn't wasted under Levy. It was wasted under Dylan Gabriel. It was wasted under Dylan Gabriel. Jeff Levy played a tight end. And we could also blame Stogner some. I'm not sure Stogner was that open, or was he, and we just didn't get it to him. That's the question I would ask. And Grey God, what do you mean we're tripping? Tripping about what? About DG? Okay, hey, Grey God, I'm going to ask Grey God a question right now. Why? Because I can. And I love having the viewers on here every night. I got a question for every viewer right now. Every single viewer. I didn't want to make it about this, but I'm going to. Right now, in the chat, tell me 5 plays where you went wow from Dylan Gabriel. Go. I'll wait. I'll be here all night. 5 wow plays from DG where you went wow. Where you went, there's no one else on this planet who can make that throw. Or there's only a handful of guys who can make that throw. I'll wait. 5 wow plays. Go ahead. Softball. No, you can't say Texas. Half the game against Texas. What are you talking? Half the game against Texas where he made wow plays? The Texas game winner. The Texas game. The last drive against Texas, he made, I guess you could argue 2. 1 wow play was the last one, but he did kind of duck down. Yeah, some people would say it was a luck, but I'll give him credit. That was a wow play. On that drive, he had one where he scrambled up the middle and hit Stoops. I don't know if that's a wow play, but the The Texas game, last drive against Texas, yes. So there's one. I'll wait for 5, guys, where you went, oh my goodness. Not many can make those throws. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think he's a game manager. He's a good one, though. He was a really good game manager. He had an elite season, absolute elite season. He'll never have another one like it. That's my point. I think he's peaked. Jeez. And all you guys that are saying Dylan Gabriel on here, do you want him to? Would you want him to be at OU next year, starting? Let me ask you that. Would you want him to be at OU starting next year? And if you say yes, then so be it. Okay. If you say no, I'll agree with you on that. But I don't know. Against BYU, he had one. I don't recall that one. Maybe you can remind me of that one. I don't remember that one. Yeah, I was wowed every time he underthrew. Yeah, he doesn't have an NFL arm. The one to Jaden Gibson was a deep ball, if I remember, and he was wide open, right? Or is it the one that was the post route in the back of the end zone, maybe? Maybe it was that one against BYU. Maybe it was that one against BYU. Yeah, back of the end zone. Okay, so there's 2. I can name 2 wow plays in Jackson Arnold right now off the top of my head. Like that. The one he threw in the bowl game, the one he threw in the bowl game was the best play any quarterback made all year, Hunter. The one he threw in the bowl game was the best any quarterback has made all year. He made another play in the bowl game where he rolled out and threw a dime about 25 yards on the sideline. Okay, he made another wow play. His game against TU on the bomb, when he took one under the chin, he just gets rattled under the chin and throws a tighter spiral than I've ever seen. Hits Nick Anderson in stride. There's 3. The audible to Jalil Farouk against BYU that sealed the game, there's 4. You could argue was really, really good. Anyway, the one to Thompson, second half of the game, second half against Arizona was really, really, really nice. Anyway, I don't know why we've spent so much time on this. I guess it's my fault. But anyway, all that to say, I'm excited about the offense next year. I don't think top 25 would be good enough. I guess if you say they're 14, I would take it. And again, I think it does depend on situational. Situational things has to be better, yes. And guys, let me say this. Doesn't the OU – hey, okay, this is a fact. OU was better last year in third down efficiency. Fact. Third down offense and third down defense, for that matter, fact, was better, okay? Third down offense specifically, they completed more third down conversions. Still wasn't where you needed it to be, honestly. You go back, most teams that have really good third down conversion ratios, you know what those teams have in common? Elite quarterback play. That's what I'm going to say. It's not always the play call that makes the third down conversion. I mean, you're at 3rd and 6. You got 4 receivers going out. You've got to find the right one. You've got to be able to progress quickly. There's a lot of things, okay? That's all I'm saying. And we'll see how Jackson Arnold it is the jury's still out on that. Sooner Legend says the defensive guy. I can't wait to see our defense under Coach Alley. I love Coach Alley. I love Coach Doug Deakin. That name's just great. Top 10 offensively. Now, I'll get behind that, Johnny Robertson. Top 15 offense sounds a little better than the top 20, especially if you're backing that up with a top 25 defense. I said 10, 20, 30. I would take 15, 25, 35. I'm not satisfied with 20, 30, 60, though. Okay? And I think, who was it? Was it Mez? Someone dropped the 20, 30, 60. I haven't seen many others drop theirs in here. Drop yours in here as far as offense, defense, special teams. What you would be satisfied with, not what you're expecting. What would you be content with as a Sooner fan next year? I say 10, 20, 30 is what I would expect, but I would be content with 15, 25, 35. Yeah, speaking of elite quarterback play, how about Will Howard? We'll see. We will see. Oh, there's interesting. 20-20-20. Mez, if you're going to tell me special teams and defense are both top 20, I'd give you 5 on the offense and go 20. Gary's got a weird number, 11, 21, 50. That's Jackson Arnold's number. I don't know who's wearing 21. It sounds like Jackson Arnold's going to be number 11 this year, though. In time, we will look back and realize DG helped us not go down the toilet bowl. Stayed relevant to reload and continue. Look, am I happy DG was a Sooner? Yes. He was a great fill-in piece for this team. He was great for what they needed. Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, D. Moore. Burks returned punts in 2022, just not 2023. Hunter said earlier, 44 punt returns for, I think it was 222 yards. Average. So Dalpost 83. I think Luttrell is going to air it out, so defensive stats going to continue to suffer. He is an air raid guy. Reggie Bush returned. D. Moore. Back in the day, a lot of people, CD Lamb did too, for that matter. It's kind of a lost thing. And I think part of it, in my opinion, is you've got all these 4-star, 5-star guys at schools, programs that can't see the field. That's a way they can see the field early and keep them happy. I think it's changed a little bit, Stubby, in that sense. You don't see guys doing everything. Am I wrong on that? I don't think so. Says I would be satisfied with OU defense holding a lead with having to bite my nails after OU leads by 21. Yeah, I would too. Steven, I have not gone, and I'll be honest with you. I have not gone and watched a lot of tape of San Diego State. I'm just going to be upfront and honest. I plan to do that sometime over the weekend when I get a chance, just to watch if there's anything schematically that they do different at San Diego State. All I know is their coverage is really good. He was a special teams guy. So even before he got into coaching, he knew the ins and outs of special teams. So, and he's proven. He's probably the most proven guy you could have brought in because of the consistency where he's been. He hasn't left the school that he was at. He stayed there for 16 some odd years, and now he's making the move to Oklahoma. So I am super excited about Doug Deakin, honestly. 6A boys basketball, couldn't tell you. I do think the West Side School, someone out west will win it. Now, Owasso's coach, Montagani, has a son that's a stud. I think he's only a sophomore, junior still. Be interesting if Boynton loses to OU and then ends up getting let go. If Doug Gottlieb takes that job at OSU and Brian Montagani takes the assistant job just so they can maybe solidify getting his son in Stillwater. But I don't know. I think a West Side School probably wins basketball. Yeah, Brian Montanati. What did I say? Montanati, yeah, played for OSU. That's right. And his son is a stud, 4 or 5-star guy. Softball scores 7-3, heading to the 5th, I believe. Nicole May struggled very much so early on, but they've left her in. And Hunter, let us know if Monticelli or Keeney's coming in, or if they're going to roll with May the rest of this game. Wow, hey, Stubby, I kind of like that they stuck with her a little bit just to let her work through some things. This tournament, you got 2 games a day. You got a game tomorrow, and you got 2 on the back end on Sunday. So it's a 5-game stretch. You may need several pitchers here. So if she's starting to get out of it, let's let her go. Just gave up a walk on 4 straight pitches. Well, they may be pulling her soon then. Hey, I need to think of a trivia question, guys. I don't have one, honestly. I miss Hunter. Gary misses you, Hunter. If you want to hop on, you can for the last 5 minutes, Hunter. If you're on here, I think you're on here running the chat. Yeah, it's Des Malone someone asked earlier, I think, Sooner legend. Des Malone's a guy who's going to maybe, thanks, Greg God, a guy who's going to maybe push for some time if they're going to go too deep. Nicole struggle bus May. Was early on. Hopefully she's not struggling now. You're up 7-3. I pick a 10-3 final, but we will see. Let me think of a trivia, guys. A good trivia from the good old Germinator here, because I'm not usually the trivia guy. Jay usually bashes me. Okay, we'll go softball trivia. Softball movie trivia. Can you name League of Their Own 4 of the actors or actresses in that movie? Okay, that was an elite cast, League of Their Own. I saw that in the theater. Stubby says May is being replaced. That means there's 4 points up for grabs right now. 4 points. Can you name 4 of the actors? Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell. I'll give you credit. That's 1. Okay, S.J. Guerin coming in. Nice. Gina Davis, Madonna. Sooner fan gets 2 points. Purple Orchid gets 1. Let's hear 1 more. Gina Davis, Madonna, Tom Hanks. There you go. Okay, Bobby Wiley gets 4 right there. I'm not giving Bobby Wiley 4 because the other 3 have been said, Hunter, but you got to give Bobby Wiley 1. Oh, yeah. Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna. What a great – Lori Petty was another one that someone said, but Hunter will work it out. But, yeah, that was a great movie. Yes, I do, Stephen. Hold? Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of holding on Isaiah Bond. It'll be a 5-yard penalty every time, but I think they'll hold Isaiah Bond well. No, I'm just kidding. I think OU can contain Isaiah Bond. It depends if you're going to bring someone over the top. Look, OU's got some physical guys. He's got speed. I don't think, me personally, I wish Bond was on here, the Texas fan. I don't think Isaiah Bond's super physical. So if I'm OU against Bond, I'm putting a guy. Zach Alley, we've heard, likes to bring guys up. I'm all for bumping, shoving Isaiah Bond off the line. Can we get a physical DB? Can we get physical in the defensive backfield and get up and play a little bump some? Who wants on that? Kent was Lori Petty. Mark, Kent was Lori Petty. Gina Davis was, what was her name? Gina Davis in that show, The Catcher. I cannot think of her name. Jacoby Johnson is a physical guy. Okay, Jacoby Johnson is physical. Yeah, Quentin hasn't been on here. He was only trolling when Texas was doing better. He ain't going to troll right now. He'll wait till the season starts. Gentry Williams was physical when he was healthy. Exactly. Look, Jimmy, I am so high on Deion Burks right now because, first off, his guns are unbelievable. Dude is ripped. Okay, he is. I think he's going to be elite in the slot. I'll say this: Dolby is more physical than I gave him credit for being. I'll say that. I'm not going to say he's really physical. I'll say he's more physical than I gave him credit for being. Mez says jamming receivers at the line. Jamming receivers at the line takes them off their timing routes. Need more. Yeah, I agree. I want more of that. Look, here's what you got, Mez. If you can jam at the line of scrimmage, if you can get them off their route timing a little bit, and the defensive line is getting pressure, you can start jumping routes. You can start bringing the safeties downhill and jumping some things because no one's going to have time for a double move against OU if the defensive line can initiate pressure. I'm getting excited tonight, guys. I'm by myself in here, and I'm getting really excited. But, wow, that's a great point, Mez, and that's what I want to see. I think that's what every Sooner fan wants to see. Look, if OU were to get beat one-on-one or something, it's the laying off the line of scrimmage that really ticks me off as a fan. They get 7 yards at a time. It's like Novocaine, just one that right there all the time. It's awful. Bring up guys up, play some bump, get physical, get after it a little bit. Bookie was awful. Atrocious. Hey, you know what's not awful? You guys. That's 45 minutes. I was by myself, and you guys kept it rolling tonight. Appreciate everyone. Listen, if you're a softball fan, join us tonight. It may be 1 a.m. It may be 1:30. It may be 12. I don't know when that game's going to end. Hopefully, it's going to be a run rule in the second game. against Wisconsin. But we'll be on here for a live. And if you miss it, thanks, Greg God. I like the points you made and the fact that we can disagree on some things. Appreciate you. Softball's up 7-3. S.J. Guerin's coming in to relieve Nicole May. We will have a softball live later. But listen, thanks for being on this right here. Thanks for the prayers. I went and saw him at ICU tonight, and he was in pretty good spirits. Thanks for the podcast, Sooner Legend podcast for the $2 super. OU's got a big Bedlam game tomorrow. Got to win it. Check out Sooner Legend podcast if you want on the Doug Deakin hire. Thanks, Stephen, for your prayers. Monty, all you guys that are praying. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. Please do that. Please do that. And join the softball live later. Here's what I'll say. If you missed this live or you missed the softball live, you can watch those later. You don't have to. If you miss them live, you can still watch them thanks to technology. Big shout out to Hunter. He's been under the weather, but he's been running the chat for us as always. I appreciate it. Check out the FanStop, fanstop.com. It helps us out. It helps the FanStop out by checking them out, using code SURGE, getting 10% off. And you'll get in the Shirt of the Month Club. Sign up for it. You'll get a shirt every month about February 20th, March 20th, April 20th. And as we get into football season, baseball team, massive win 20-0 today. Gymnastics dominating as always. It is doing unbelievable to be Sooner fans, guys. Never take it for granted as a Sooner fan. Lots happening. Appreciate it. We'll see you maybe tonight for the live, maybe at 1 a.m. in the morning. For sure tomorrow. Talk to you later.